Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is June 11th and that means day 162 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode we start printing out parts for the Auto9 Pistol from RoboCop, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 162 of the 3DP 365 project. As always, down in the description there's a fact section. There's also the MatterHackers affiliate link. If you're in the market for some new filament, just use that MatterHackers affiliate link and you really help out the channel. On today's episode, we start printing out parts for the Auto9 Pistol from RoboCop. And this is a very cool model. There's only 5 parts in the model. I didn't want to start with a big prop build with a bunch of parts because I made that mistake in the past. And if you watched my very first video, which was Rey's blaster from Star Wars Force Awakens, the plan was to finish that and make it really cool with a metal finish. Unfortunately, the filament that I used was kind of a low-grade filament. I'm not going to name any names. And I was having some problems with the printer at the time, the original gMax, so I got a lot of delamination when I tried to do some kind of work with the rotary tool and any kind of sanding. So I scrapped that project immediately, and I didn't really say anything about it because no one ever asked about it, so I figured I would just let it go. But I do want to keep printing prop weapons and props for cosplay, so I thought I would start small instead of starting so big. So for this week's print, or today's print, we're going to start on the RoboCop pistol, the Auto9 pistol from the original movie, the 1987 version of RoboCop, not that new terrible remake. So this has 5 parts in it, and it's a pretty easy build. There's about 16 to 18 hours worth of printing. I actually have parts printing behind me right now. Those are the barrel parts that I didn't want to print with the first round of parts that I printed. And the first round of parts that I printed are the 2 halves for the actual pistol itself. And I believe this is based off of a Beretta 9mm gun, because it looks very familiar. But these are the first 2 parts, and they turned out really, really good. There's a little bit of warping, and if I put the 2 parts together, you can see there's just a tad bit of warping there. And I did use some helper discs, some lily pads to help keep it flat on the print bed. But when I pulled it off the print bed, I noticed right away that it did pucker up a little bit, so there is a little bit of warping. But with some clamps and some really good super glue, that'll go away. So we'll be able to fix that, so I'm not going to reprint it. The parts themselves, they look really, really good. The finish on them is really nice. Both parts turned out really great. The other part that we printed is the top part of the gun, and this one turned out awesome. There are no problems with this. Again, there's just a tad bit of warping, even though I used helper discs. But it'll be okay, because once we clamp it down and use a little bit of filler, it will be unnoticeable. The other 2 parts, like I said, they're printing right now on the gMax 1.5 XT+, and those are the barrel parts that go to the front of the barrel. And once they're all put together, we'll do some finishing, and I'll update everybody up on Instagram with the progress of this build, and we'll probably move on to another prop weapon to build. And we're probably going to do a couple of these over the next couple of weeks because it's really piqued my interest. And I really like doing these, and after watching Uncle Jessy for Real, and you can see a link to his channel down in the description, all the different prop builds that he does and the fantastic results that he gets, I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and give these a shot. And I already did a Judge Dredd badge, which I posted up on social media, some finishing I did on that, and I was happy with the way that looked. So I thought I'd give a shot to a prop weapon. And of course, I'm a huge fan of the original RoboCop movie, and I saw this posted up on my mini factory, so I figured this would be a good one because it's only got 5 parts. It's between 12 to 18 hours of print time, depending on how fast you print it. And I like to print things a little bit slower than these. Are all printing at 40 millimeters per second. You can see it printing behind me, just to make sure I capture all the detail. And I'm not in that big of a hurry to see the finished piece. I want to make sure it turns out good. So I don't run things out at like 60, 70, 80 millimeters per second for that reason alone. And these parts that did print turned out really, really awesome. So what we're going to do is we'll glue these 2 together and we'll get them clamped, and then we'll start finishing on these 2 pieces, and then we'll assemble the whole gun, and like I said, we'll finish it up on social media. So if you follow me up on Instagram, and I'll put the link to my Instagram page down in the description, you can see the progress of this. And I'll probably do one update video once it's all finished and show you the finished prop once it's all done. But for now, we have our first 3 parts printed, the other 2 parts are printing, and we've started progress on the RoboCop Auto9 pistol, and I can't wait to finish this and show you guys the finished results. Well, that about wraps it up for day 162 of the 3DP 365 project. Make sure you follow me up on Instagram so you can see the progress of the Auto9 pistol from RoboCop. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.